Battlefield have just announced a new standalone map for Battlefield 1 titled Nivelle Nights, and yes, it's a night map. Kind of. It's more like hazy blue actually, as you can see in the footage. I was running my game at the default brightness of 50% here, and this is how it looks. Some gameplay here from the first couple of rounds that I recorded on the BF1 CTE earlier. And this is apparently a very early version of the map that DICE are using for playtesting, so there are some bugs, unfinished areas, etc. Cool that we get to play it so early on in development though. The description for the map is as follows. As darkness falls over the muddy battlefields around Malmaison and Soupir, French and German batteries prepare to yet again support their troops on the contested ground. The moon, the searchlights and the artillery lights up the night skies, exposing the vast network of trenches. Bite and hold as your foe will fight for every inch of ground. Strategy and teamwork will overcome those who have neither. Bit of an interesting one this too. Having played a couple of rounds on it, I would say that it's the least Battlefield 1-like map that DICE have released so far. What do I mean by that? Well, for starters, almost the entirety of the map is lined with these deep trenches that you can use to navigate through. You can use the step-ups to shoot over them or actually grab and hoist yourself over them too, if you're brave enough to go over the top. And strangely enough, both teams actually start with their two gimme flags capped and have an option to deploy on them if they want to. The C and D flags in the centre of the map are up for contention, and that's going to be where the first battles of the round are. No planes yet, just tanks, horses and infantry warfare. I don't know about Behemoth, but I did see the Trench Raider running around, so it could be a similar situation where if one team is losing, then they'll get the 4 elite classes spawn at the back of their base. Initial impressions for me, well, it's a medium to big-ish size map, plenty of hills to use as cover and flank when you're in no man's land, and pretty crazy fights when you're approaching one of the gimme flags near the enemy spawn, and of course that C flag is always being fought after. I wasn't getting a hold the lines feel from it though, it was more of a ring around the rosy thing. Lots of close combat at flags, long range sniping to be had of course, but at the mid range there wasn't really much going on, and perhaps that's because the trenches are so effective at concealing large groups of enemies as they move around. I think in front lines or operations it could be excellent, but with its current design I don't really see how operations could work very well. It might just be that this is a conquest, domination, TDM, rush and war pigeons map. It is nice though to get a proper full-on trench warfare map, let's say in Battlefield 1 though. I certainly had some fun here clearing the trenches with my shotgun as I charged down them towards a flag. Sniping, obviously that's going to be very powerful on a map like this too because of all the hill cover and step up spots, making it very easy for you to quickly expose your head, take a shot and then dip back into cover or relocate to go again. Lots of little details in this map too, rats scurrying around the ground, and also in the distance. I think this is the first for Battlefield by the way. You can see soldiers running over the top. First time I saw them I actually attempted to shoot at them, of course to no avail, but it's details like that and the fiery backdrop that add that little bit extra. And it's probably a bit grim for me to suggest this, but as is in the single player levels that feature trench warfare like the prologue and the nighttime map where you're carrying the pilot around after the crash, I think it would add a bit of gravitas and meaning to the map if they added in some of those piles of corpses that you see in a lot of the single player levels. And in terms of it being a night map, like I said, I think it's a bit too hazy and blue at the moment, so I wouldn't mind if they toned the lighting down and made it just that little bit darker. So this map will be free for Premium Pass owners and it will be released in June. Now that surprises me for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think Battlefield should be releasing standalone maps like this for free for everyone if they're serious about maintaining the player base and longevity of the game. It just doesn't make sense to me why this is included in Premium. Perhaps it's just as an incentive to get more people to try and buy it, but this is the wrong way forward for the franchise. You guys know my opinions on that subject very well. And number two, a June release. That says to me that the next big DLC pack in the name of the Tsar might not actually be out until late June or July, and that's a long way away for Battlefield 1 players to wait. So there it is, a new map is coming, the first proper night map for BF1. I think we all predicted that this would happen based off Battlefront and BF4, and I think it's cool that we're getting more maps than were originally promised in Premium. Adding more content to the game isn't bad, but the fact that this won't be free for everyone means that yet again it'll be played for a couple of weeks after release and then never again. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. I'm going to leave the gameplay going now so you can kind of get a feel for how the map plays and looks without me rambling over the top. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.
We have lost objective Apple.
Aufpassen! Feindlicher Speer gesichtet!
We are losing objective Edward.
Was ist los? Aufpassen, den Speer! Jungs, ich werfe eine Granate!
We have lost objective Edward. We have taken objective Butter.
Ich werfe eine Granate! Vorsicht jetzt!
We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Charlie.
Feindkontakt! Granate raus! Ich gehe eine Granate!
We have lost objective Butter. We have taken objective Edward.